Tattoo artists of Reddit, what is the cringiest, weird tattoo you have ever done? I'm not a tattoo artist, but I've got a cousin who got a speech bubble on his arm with a voice written on it so that he could ask people if they preferred X Factor or The Voice, and then when they asked him, he could just lift his sleeve up. No clue why. I'm just wondering how many times he's been able to do that. He's still waiting. I get this question almost every day. You do so many tattoos that you get jaded. So eventually none are weird or cringy. Everyone gets them for whatever reason they feel they need, monsieur, so judgy shouldn't be part of the job. That being said, these motherfuckers coming in to get each other's names after only being together for a couple weeks is pretty bad. My shop is across from a bar. This one time, a few years back, a man and a woman come in and one-shot glasses with each other's names and monsieur say they met that night. Decided to be spontaneous. I was like, fuck yeah you do. Come on in. Never heard from them again after that. Don't know if they killed each other or spending quarantine in bliss. These are the type of stories I like to hear, lol. Knew a guy who got Deadpool riding a unicorn on his entire chest. The cousin of a friend got his first name in big letters on his right arm and his last name on his other arm. Monsieur, the first time we got introduced he showed me his arms. My cousin had his last name, which doubled as his nickname, tattooed on the back of his neck. Then tried to rob a car. The car was a secret police trap and there were cameras inside. They caught him because of his tattoo. The footage was used on a Dumbest Criminals show later. I'm not a tattoo artist, but my friend got a tattoo of a dick riding a dick with a speech bubble saying, "Dickception." The spelling almost bothers me more than the motive. Not a tattoo artist, but when I went to get my first tattoo, I was sat waiting for the tattooist to get the stencil ready, so I was reading through some tattoo magazines and there was this one tattoo. It was a full-on vagina with a tampon sticking out of it with blood leaking all over the place. Just, who the fuck would get that? I like how every comment in this thread starts with, not a tattoo artist, but yeah, not a lot of people are tattoo artists. Saw one a coworker's ex had done that, was funny but dangerous. I used to waitress with this nice enough woman, but she had a temper. I knew she was fairly newly divorced, cause her ex would often come in at the end of her shift and drop the kids there, as it saved him drive time. All friendly, but a few times I saw her unleash her temper at "Hi monsieur." One day, we're in the bathroom before shift and she says, "Wanna see my new tattoo, cover up?" Sure. Turn around and I'm greeted with way more of her ass than I thought I'd ever see. But okay. Nice job. What was it? It used to be ex's name. Said she had it cause he told her he was going in to get his tattoo of her name covered. Okay. Moving on. He comes in when end of shift is near with kids, and I have no fear of seeing his ass cause I knew her name was on his forearm. So I asked see his new ink. He chuckles, turns red and asks, think she'll be pissed? What am I looking at? The Grim fucking Reaper. He turned his ex's name into the universal, timeless symbol of death personified. My eyes just got wide as I backed away. She walks up and knows what I'm looking at, sees it and loses her shit. I bet your motherfucking friends told you to do that. Is that what you think of me when I have you two kids? On and on. And yeah, his idiot friends spawned the idea, but he got it done. I still felt bad for the monsieur. I mean, divorce doesn't mean never in each other's lives. This is the funniest one in here. My friend got his stillborn sister's birthday tattooed on his arm, surrounded by clouds and doves, and some swirly lines. Nice tattoo and all, but she was about 6 years older than him. He never met her and of course wasn't alive when it happened, so no impact on his life at all. Just now that family's only son has probably the saddest date in their life written on him. I have one on my left chest side that says, "Sunflower seeds for the gang" in Russian, and I love it. Lol. You are a true gopnik. Poetry. not a tattoo artist, but I do have a Riverdale tattoo. It looks rad as hell though, so, like they say, no regrets. What I find cringy in a tattoo is not the tattoo itself, but the explanations that always go with it. Like, yeah, you know, I decided to get this tattoo of a car with flames and a rifle surrounding it because my best friend had a car accident and I thought he could have died, and once I shoot a gun and, dude, stop it. You like car. You got a tattoo with a car. Period. You also like guns and think you look badass with it. Go for it, but don't make cheap excuses. I got this tattoo of a dick because my friend died and he had a dick. I think people feel the need to over-justify the monsieur. When I got my first one, I felt like I had to really have a good story for it. I don't remember the bullshit reason, but it was done by a Hell's Angel, so I prefer the story to the tattoo. A friend of mine got a tattoo of a kawaii dick on her butt. Just what? Not a tattoo artist, but one of my friend's mom got her husband's name tattooed on her left arm, and after they divorced she tried to cover it up, but some shit got messed up and now her left arm has a huge black blob. Make the blob ears and boom cat. I'm interested in this one! Exclamation mark. That's literally the only thing I wanted to comment. Not an arts, but I'm glad none of these posts are about my tattoos. Are your tattoos super weird? Not especially, lol. Absolutely nothing like the ones in this thread. But one is kind of surreal and the idea behind it is on mental health. So some people may think it's a bad idea to literally wear that on your sleeve. The artist doing it seemed really excited to work on it though. So I was 99% sure I wouldn't find my design on here. One time my uncle fucked up a tattoo of a turtle and its shell looks like it has a penis. I knew a guy who had Chucky in a straitjacket tattooed on his arm. Monsieur, it was strange. I'm an apprentice ATM and asked my mentor this question a while back. He wouldn't give specifics, but said he doesn't do ass tattoos anymore. I'm hoping that if I'm patient I'll get the story out of him eventually. That might not have been triggered by the asterisk tattoo, asterisk, from my tribute to Michael Jackson's album Bad Ya Upside Down Owls. This gallery has it all. One couple in here decided to get Minnie and Mickey Mouse, and another couple really screwed themselves getting a screwdriver tattoo. Another committed couple got Star Wars lightsabers with a bizarre background. Some guy sexed to get stick figures fighting each other, like something some fourth grader would make in school, all the way around the underwear line of his waist. I'm not a tattoo artist, but my auntie on my dad's side is. She owns her own tattoo parlor. One day, this man comes into her shop. It's clear that he's very drunk and very high. He starts talking to my aunt about how Christians are ruining this world, shoving their religion down everyone's throats. All the priests are touching up the children, etc. Really strange. He then demands a tattoo of an upside-down crucifix and the words "Burn the Christians." Single quote. Well, my auntie just so happens to come from a Roman Catholic family. My grandmother and grandfather were Roman Catholic, even though she wasn't Roman Catholic herself. This was seen as an insult by my auntie as her parents are a denomination of Christianity. She declines his request. Keep in mind that my auntie has never refused business before. And he gets super aggressive. He goes into a massive tirade about how he has the right to service. God lovers are ruining everything. Jesus can suck one, etc. My aunt then has to call a male friend to help remove the guy from her store because he threatened to get violent. She couldn't go through with that tattoo, but I still thought this story was worth sharing. It was just a really weird situation. It was way back during my high school years. My friend decided to get a tattoo from our weed dealer. Used to run a parlor. Next morning I met him for tea. He is sitting there like his cat died. I asked him what's wrong. He said nothing and started to unbutton few buttons. By then I started to speculate that that guy fucked up his tattoo. but it was magnificent. He wanted his dad's portrait on his chest, and the portrait was done just right. Every little feature. Too bad it wasn't his dad's portrait. Oh my fucking god, are you joking? Well, my brother had made his own ghetto tattoo gun out of some random junk. Got really messes up on drugs and drew what he called his ghost face tattoo. It was really just a bunch of scribbles and looked like what a toddler left with crayons for too long would come up with. He eventually got it professionally covered up with a rose. Used to be really good friends with a dude, and his wife was nice enough but not nearly as cool. Very bitchy. A little jealous. Not very nice to hi monsieur. My friendship with the dude was very cut and dry. Very transparent. Not something that could ever be reasonably suspected of being less than honest, etc. We'd just video game together. Anyhow, they were married with a kid, and I went over to play DDR or some similar dance game with them on her invite. Apparently during this time, she got super jealous of me for reasons, and wanted to know if I would let her use a zombie self-portrait I had painted of myself as a tattoo. I thought nothing of it and assumed she meant as a reference for something kind of different, etc. I said sure. This girl got my whole ass likeness done as a fullback, before proceeding to divorce her husband some months later and abandoning their baby girl with "Hi monsieur." To this day I have no idea what she was thinking. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.